Okay, in our next segment here, what we want to talk about before we actually get in the cage, we want to talk about some of the things we want to be looking for in our stance. Okay, for the most part, you guys have gotten to the level you've gotten. You're very successful, but we're going to be looking for key things. When we're training for the games next summer, we want to be as efficient as we can. So some of the things we want to look for is a proper stance when we get in the cage. Okay, both of these guys are really athletic, but if they're not in good stances, then they're not going to be able to use their athleticism. Okay, boys, let's see our good athletic stance right now. Okay, so when we set up, our feet want to be shoulder width apart. Our feet themselves are a little bit what we call duck-footed. All right, so they're a little bit spread apart, ready to move quickly from side to side. Okay, our hand placement. Okay, top hand is right up by the plastic. Bottom hand is about 10 to 12 inches away. Okay, in good stance. Both their sticks are, if you look from the side profile, just a little bit in front of their face, not too far out, not too far in. Okay, their top hand is right up by their shoulder. If it goes higher than their shoulder, it's a waste. If it goes lower, then their stick is out of position to make high saves. So having your hand right up shoulder level is where we want to be. Okay? If we look at their shoulders, their knees and toes, we'll look at a profile here. They should all be lined up. So if I were to take a string from the top of Mitch's shoulders and Alan's shoulders down to their knees, down to their toes, they'd all be lined up. Their weight is moving forward right now. Okay? Alan, Mitch, roll your shoulders back now. Okay, sit back. Now, they're still bent, okay, but now their weight is over their butt and they're no longer moving forward. Okay, roll back into our good ready position. Okay, now we're not bending at the waist, but now we've rolled our shoulders forward, our momentum's going forward. So guys, as we're in the cage, we want to really pay attention to our ready stance, where our hands are, how our feet are, and how we set up. Okay, guys are going to be in the games, they're going to be shooting 90, 100 miles an hour. We've got to be as efficient as possible. Okay, so make sure before you set up, as coaches are warming you up, take the time to make sure you're doing things correctly in there. All right, now we want to take a look at our arc next. So Alan, Mitch, why don't you guys walk over to the cage over here. We're going to walk through some basic things of what we're looking for in the arc. Okay, all of you guys that I've worked with and New England goaltenders, there's a few things that we want to look for when we're in the cage. Okay, depending on our body type. All right, Mitch is a taller, bigger guy. Alan's a taller, bigger guy. So we tend to play a little bit of a flatter arc. Okay, Mitch probably plays half a step off the goal line. Okay, our rule of thumb is whenever the ball is directly in front and further than 10 to 12 yards out, we're going to play a little bit flatter. As the ball moves in, okay, we can start to take angles. All right, so when the ball's directly in front, Mitch is square to the shooter. As soon as the shooter starts to change, he takes a pivot step, but his hips remain square to me. His outside hip is going to trail my inside hip, because as shooters come this way, they're taught to shoot back where they came from. Good. As he gets to the pipe, his inside foot is on that pipe. He's not leaning. He's staying in good ready position. As I move back this way, okay, Mitch is being very careful to make sure he is making me shoot where he wants me to shoot. Okay, I've broken that plane. Okay, notice he's taking that pivot step. His hips are square out to me. He's giving me more to his stick side, but he's taking away that off stick side. Mitch, let's show what happens if you just take a full step after I break this plane. So as a shooter, I'm square to him right now. If Mitch actually takes a full step, all that cage is opened up. All right, so all we're going to do to adjust for that, we're back in the middle. As I start to move this direction, all Mitch does is he sort of turns his hip on the arc, okay, and now he's ready to move side to side, okay, and explode down that line. As we finish out, Mitch holds. Notice as he's moving in the cage, he's staying in his ready position. His hands don't move, his stick doesn't move. He's ready to react just as we've been practicing. Okay, Alan, why don't you hop in there now? Good job, Mitch. Okay, so Alan's on his pipe. He's in good ready position. His hands are up. They're in, they're bent, knees are bent. Okay, as we start to move, Alan's holding, he's waiting. Good, taking good angles. Okay, now we're squared away. Shooter's directly in front. I break that plane. Alan just changes his angle. Good. He's giving me nothing to shoot at there. Good. With our guys, we work a lot on being patient. Okay, having confidence where we are in the cage and making the shooter shoot where we want them to shoot, not reacting to the ball. We want to be proactive. Especially when shooters are coming down the pipe, when there's alley dodging. What tends to happen when we alley dodge is that our goalies get too quick to the pipe. So as I'm coming down, as I break that plane and come here, and I'm coming down the alley, okay, Alan's being very patient. He's waiting, he's taking away that angle until the very last second. Now he's probably getting to his pipe, okay, ready to take away that angle. But as shooters come down the alley, we want to be careful not to get to that pipe too soon. So maintaining, having discipline, and making sure that we're playing good, proper angles and making the guys shoot where we want are things we want to concentrate on. So before we get warmed up, I think it's a great idea to have someone on the team or coach walk the arc with you and make sure you're thinking about, where do I want to be in the cage? Am I getting to that pipe too soon? What's happening? Making sure that I'm where I want to be in there. Okay, so practicing your arc, it may seem like something that you've done forever, but we can never do it too much. Having muscle memory there. Okay, so in this drill here, we're going to continue to work on footwork. Mitch is going to start. We'll go to his stick side first, so we'll start on the opposite pipe. Okay, we're working on shots all high and hip right now, but really we're concentrating on footwork. Mitch, let's show him a couple without me shooting. So Mitch is loading up his weight on his inside. He's driving out to that cone. So I'm going to be shooting directly at that cone. His stick should hardly have to move at all if he's moving his feet correctly. All right, Mitch, we'll go live here. Ready? Giving Mitch time each time to set back up again, getting his ready stance, driving out to it. We want to make sure we're not just going side to side, but that we're pushing off using that shuffle step, but going out at a 45-degree angle. Good. All right, now we'll switch over. You know, we probably do 10, 12 shots to his stick side. Now we're going to focus on off stick. Same thing. He should be coming out to it. His hands hardly have to move if he's doing it correctly. Good. Moving our feet and getting our body behind it allows us more time to track the ball and watch it into our stick. Okay, so we vary it up. Our rule of thumb, anything from our hip down to our knee, we're going underneath. Anything from hip up to our shoulder, we're going over the top. As you watch, as Mitch goes, okay, he drives with his hands and his feet are pushing off at the same time. Okay, a couple more here. One more. Good. Probably could have gone underneath, but good job. All right. So that drill we'd probably do just to work on footwork for up high shots. Now what we're going to do, Alan's going to get in the net and we're going to work on bounce shots. We're going to use tennis balls and a stick that has no netting in it. All right, and we can do a bunch of different things with this. We don't even have to use the stick. We can do it with our hands behind our back, working on that foot step, getting our body behind it.
One go.
All right, so in this drill here, again, still working on footwork, but we're also working on bounce shots. We're gonna, when we start, we're gonna have Alan just using his body to get behind it. if we were working on something specific, say we were having trouble with our stick side or our off stick side, I might tell the goalie that I'm just going to be shooting to their stick side or just shooting to their off stick side. What this does is allows the goaltender to work on pushing off with that inside foot. So if I were to tell Alan, we're just going to be going to your stick side right now. Alan's a righty, okay? So we want to be working on driving out to it, getting his body behind it. Good. Good, a little bit lower. Okay, in this, it's great if he's making saves. We're not so concerned if it's going in the net. We're more concerned that the angle and that he's moving his feet out to it. Good. All right, we'll do a couple to your off stick side. Okay, and I'm specifically telling them where I'm shooting because I want them focusing on their footwork right now. We're working on good technique and muscle memory. Good. Okay, using tennis balls also doesn't kill our goaltenders. Good. Let's go 2 more to your stick side there, then we'll grab the stick. Good. 1 more. Good. All right, Alan, grab the stick there. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to incorporate in the stick with it. Okay. The idea is that if he's not moving his feet and lunging, the ball's going to go right through. So ideally, okay, if Alan's moving correctly, he's going to get his whole body there. One of the things that we've been working on, ideally, we want to finish in this position here, but that's not always realistic. To Alan's stick side, he may have to move his hands to get there. Okay, show him, right. He may have to move his hands out to get to it. If we can, we want to finish in that position, but as long as our feet are moving, we're fine with him driving with his hands out to it. Okay, so Alan, again, we'll start to your stick side, we'll work on it, and then we'll mix it up a little bit. Good. Yep. Good. Like the way you drove your hands there, that was nice. Good. Very nice. Good work. 1 more here. Good. Okay, that one probably head went down a little quick on. Let's do 1 more to your stick side. Good. All right, off stick. Nice. Good. Drive those hands. Watch that ball right in. Don't have your head go right down to your chest each time. Good. Watching it into your stick. Good. Good work. Let's go 2 more. Good. 1 more. Good. All right. Another variation that we might do is I might have piles of tennis balls set up around an arc with either myself or a couple other shooters. So now it's making Alan react. We're going around the circle in different places. So there's a lot of variations you can do with this. But the idea behind it is that we're working on footwork, taking good angles out to the ball, and getting our body behind it. Okay? So this is a drill I do a lot with these guys. I would highly recommend, if we can find a stick with no pocket and some tennis balls, for you guys to do this drill a lot in between sessions.